All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
We the real Hebrew Israelites. First and foremost, we want to give all praise, honor, glory, and worship unto
Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rachadash.
giving us the spirit to do this lesson. A double honors to the elders and apostles, the great millstone, who still rule and teach well. And peace, blessing, safety to the Lord's elect. We the brothers from the great millstone here in Cleveland, Ohio. The Lord, when this lesson will be edifying, the title is forced conversion. You know, and the forced conversion that I'm referring to is going to take place in the kingdom of heaven, contrary to popular belief. You know, in the kingdom of heaven, the nations. When I say the nations, the heathen outside of the nation of Israel, which today in these times is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Seminole, Native American Indians of Negroid and Indian descent, the other heathen nations outside of those people, they're going to be forced to obey, okay, the will of Yahweh Shemel Shah, the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Holy Scriptures, the same laws, statutes, and commandments that's currently being ignored, man. You know, because King Smite, Isaiah 24, real quick. Isaiah 24, 5, because right now the law, statutes, and commandments is the last thing that's on people's minds to being established. You know what I'm saying? Think about Habakkuk 1 as well, say that the law is slack, judgment doth never go forth, man. So this place is the complete opposite of what the kingdom of heaven is going to be.
This is Isaiah 24 and verse 5. It says, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant.
You see, and by them doing that, what the funny part is, they're trying to forcibly convert us. They're trying to forcibly convert the world into trans robots, and you know what I'm saying? They trying to forcibly convert you to accept this most stuff, this robot stuff, you know, transformer stuff. They're trying to forcibly convert the nation of Israel, man. You know, ultimately to defile or corrupt the Lord's people, man, to the point where the Lord will pass over us, but that's not written in the will, you know? So here it is, they trying to forcibly convert us. Yahweh Shai gonna come back and save us, and we're gonna forcibly convert you, man. You see, that's
called recompense.
Yeah, right. That's how the Lord get down. You can start in Isaiah 60.
Isaiah chapter 60, verse 1. Arise, shine, for thy light is come.
Jump to verse 10.
Isaiah chapter 60, verse 10. And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee.
Right, the kings of the earth gonna serve Yahweh Shai. Matter of fact, the apostle, you get Revelation 11 and 15. Sure. Like the apostle Ricard say, we gotta go in chronological order. Let's do this in chronological order. Because Yahweh Shai gonna come back first, you know, and conquer first. Put down these kings first. You got it out. We're gonna go get Revelation real quick.
This is Revelation chapter 11, verse 15. And the seventh angel sounded, and there was a great voice in heaven, saying, the kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our Lord and of Mashiach, and he shall reign forever and ever.
Read it again one more time, you break that out.
This is Revelation 11 and 15. And the seventh angel sounded, and there were great voices in heaven, saying, the kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our Lord and of Mashiach, and he shall reign forever and ever. All right, the Lord, he gonna come back. He gonna wipe it all out, start this world anew, and he gonna take over. These kingdoms from fucking the land of Africa, to Asia, all of them, they're gonna be subject to him. They're gonna be paying a tribute to him. They're gonna be under him.
And that seventh angel, which is gonna issue in that seventh trump, or that seventh plague, which is the last plague, which we know that last plague is gonna consist of nuclear missiles raining down upon this place, which we also know simultaneously the chariots are going to be issuing and coming into this atmosphere, which means Yahweh Shai is going to come back while the missiles is raining down. And when Yahweh Shai comes back, he's going to be delivering and destroying at the same time, man. So that seventh trump, that seventh angel is going to issue in what? The coming of Yahweh Shai and the judgment of those missiles as well.
No, that's it. You could read 1 Corinthians 15.
This is 1 Corinthians 15. We start at 24.
Yep.
It said, then cometh the end,
when he shall have delivered up the kingdom to the Most High, even the Father, when he shall put down all rule and all authority and power.
All right, read it one more time.
It says, then cometh the end.
Right, we at the end. You know, in the days of these kings, you know, shall the Most High set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. In that Daniel 2. Then it goes into Yahweh Shai's return. You know, you read the same thing in Daniel 7. So we at the end right now where Yahweh Shai is set to return. And how do we know? Because of the signs, the tokens that the Heavenly Father left, and the warnings and the admonitions that Yahweh Shai gave us in Matthew 24. You got it, though.
It says, then cometh the end when he shall have delivered up the kingdom.
The kingdom is the Israelites. You got it?
To the Most High.
Yahweh Shai is going to deliver the Israelites to the Most High. You know, got it?
It says, even the Father, when he shall have put down all rule and all authority and power.
And that's the point, man. He coming to put down all rule, authority, and power. So that what? A new rule, authority, and power can be set up. Can you go real quick to 2 Peter 3? You look for a new heaven and a new earth, a new authority, a new power that's going to be established on the earth. And once that power is established, there's a certain vibration that has to come under that power. You know, each king, they have their own customs, their own ways, and they like to, what is that, kind of rambling, but Sirach 10, it says that as the king is, so are his officers.
And also on Sirach 10, it tells you about that in due time, the Lord is going to set over one over it that is profitable. You know, and that's what the brothers break it down. And you know, see precepts that the coming of Yahweh Shai is a profitable one that's going to rule this world in righteousness.
And what's going to make it profitable? The law, statutes, and commandments. Okay, you know that's what's going to make it profitable. It'll tell you Deuteronomy 10 and verse 12. The Lord said, "O Israel, what does the Lord thy power require of thee? But to fear the Lord thy power, you know, to walk in His ways." Then it goes on to say, "Which was given to thee for thy good." You see, so these things is going to be beneficial not only for man, not only for the heathen, but for the planet Earth, for the solar system, whatever you want to, you know, everything for the creation.
What's that? Proverbs 29. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. When the wicked bear forth, the people mourn.
God.
You know.
Yeah. You probably. Bring that out.
This is 2 Peter verse 13.
Yeah.
This 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 13. Nevertheless, we, according to His promise, look for a new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness.
Right. See, when we look for that new heaven, you know, we look for that new rulership. You know, that's what that's talking about. We look for a new established rulers on the planet Earth, because the current ones, as we read in Isaiah 24, have transgressed the laws. They break every single law in this book. And the laws in this book bring forth life, which means that when you walk outside of the law, statutes, and the commandments of this book, you get death. And this is why you see the earth in the way that it is.
Look at that word righteousness, right? It says, in the biblical usage, it says integrity, virtue, it says purity of life, it says
a pure life. You know, you live a pure life when righteousness is established.
Right. If I can add, that's what Yahweh Shah's teaching was about. Like I was contemplating on this earlier. Like, bro, it's like from the day you born, you as a baby, it's a soul within you from a baby. You know what I'm saying? And then as you go through life, you get experiences, and those experiences can be negative or positive, righteous or wicked. So Yahweh Shah's teaching is about keeping your soul pure. You know what I'm saying? Because you look at somebody that's old right now, they had a bad experience, they went through some shit or whatever the case is, and then they basically just kept getting filthier and more filthier. And they just an old, you know, spirit, is old, dirt, dingy spirit, man. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord was trying to keep you away from, you know what I'm saying, that dingy spirit, that negative energy.
Like they said, it was that Enoch, the Lord took him before he was up.
Yep. Because he realized, like, look, man, if I keep him down there, man, like, shit, you know, it's
bound to happen.
Right, it literally is bound to happen. I tell you that in Psalms, man. It says, the rod of the wicked shall not rest upon the rod of the righteous, lest the righteous put forth his hand unto iniquity. So the Lord eventually get to a point of captivity where the Lord, like, I got to get them up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Sodom and Gomorrah, the time when Noah was on the scene, so forth and so on.
Hey, the scriptures also speaks about in Zechariah the 3rd chapter about Joshua with the filthy garments.
Yep.
And how he's gonna take from those filthy garments and put upon him a fair mitre upon his head, represent righteousness and whatnot. The Heavenly Father changes from that state. Of course, we know who that spiritually represents, but we're using that as an example because we're talking about the dingy, unclean.
It says correctness of thinking, feeling, and acting.
Right. Correctness of thinking, man, because that's why we're out here casting down strongholds and imaginations and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of Yahweh Shem Shah. Because these people, their thought process is not right. It's incorrect, And I got a precept to back up that word righteousness. This is Isaiah 26, verse 9. It said, with my soul have I desired thee in the night. Yeah, with my spirit within me will I seek thee early. For when thy judgments are in the earth, the inhabitants of the world will learn righteousness. And that's what it's going to be. The Lord is going to place his judgments in the earth, as in heaven. On earth as is in heaven. That's a part of the Lord's prayer. The heavens are in perfect order, and that's what we look for: a new heaven, a new earth that's in perfect order.
Because right now the law ain't going for it. You know what I'm saying? The scripture, the law is slack. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And this is the reason why. Because when you look at when people, whenever the president gets voted on, before they get voted in, you got two candidates, right? So the two candidates they present to you solutions regarding like life. You know what I'm saying? And how to better these positions, how to make people's lives easier and bring forth, economic, all these things. So you voting for the better of the two. You weighing the options, seeing what this candidate presents to the people, and you seeing what the other one presents, and you placing your bet based upon the things that they present to you on bettering the economy and the people. Well, Yahweh Shah, we ain't gotta vote. We know he's righteous. You know what I'm saying? So he got our vote automatically. Like I ain't gotta worry if Yahweh Shah gonna do the right by the people. He's righteous, man. He's the embodiment of righteousness, man.
Yeah, that's what it tells you, and I can back it up with the scripture. This Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder. And his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty Power, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace.
Right, and that's talking about Yahweh Shah. And matter of fact, since you there, can you jump to finish that out and then jump to Isaiah the 11th chapter, first couple verses.
It's Isaiah 9 and 7 now. It says, of the increase of his government and peace, and that's what we're talking about right now, the government of Yahweh Shah that's going to be established. It says, of the increase of his government and peace, there shall be no end. Right, because we're going to live forever, man. And we're going to constantly keep having children. You know what I'm saying? It says...
Hey, can you imagine that, man? Like, you just living in a world where you ain't got to worry. You know what I'm saying? Right now, you worry about every damn thing. The scripture talk about that in the curses, that life shall hang it down. You know what I'm saying? Everything about this current kingdom, it has death written all over it, some way, somehow, bro.
The valley of the shadow of death. Yep. That's our geographical location on the earth. We're in the valley of the shadow of death.
Hey, even what's that? Sirach 44. The yoke of the sons of Adam has been heavy. Roughly paraphrasing since the beginning, man.
It says Isaiah 9 and 7 of the increase of his government.
Yeah, it's like you talk that the government. What's the word for it?
It's H4951. It says rule, dominion, government, even empire.
Right. So that government is talking about his rule, his dominion. You know what I'm saying? And then that's what we're heralding in. You know what I'm saying?
It says of the increase of his government and peace, there shall be no end upon the throne of David and upon his kingdom, to order it and to establish it with judgment and with justice from henceforth even forever. The zeal of Yahweh of hosts will perform this.
Yep. It said with judgment and with justice. You know what I'm saying? And I jump to Isaiah.
It's Isaiah chapter 11, verse 1.
Yep.
And there shall come forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of his roots. And the spirit of the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, shall rest upon him, the spirit of wisdom and understanding, the spirit of counsel and might, the spirit of knowledge and of the fear of Yahweh.
Yeah, right. All those things that makes for a perfect ruler, man. Because the person that's ruling right now, or the people that's ruling right now, they don't have none of those characteristics. We literally living under a man that will do whatever, say whatever. You know what I'm saying? He got no boundaries. The scripture on the basis of men.
It said, verse 3, and shall make him of quick understanding in the fear of the Lord, and he shall not judge with, he shall not judge after the sight of his eyes, neither reprove after the hearing of his ears.
Well, right, because it's all about what? The will of the Father.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yahushua, he's all about the bidding of the Father, just like we are. So with an individual like that, like that's a perfect ruler, man.
Right.
You gotta worry about him, you know what I'm saying, doing some wickedness, man.
Taking a bribe.
Right, taking a bribe, like bro, that's the person that you want control of the earth, man. Which
Right.
he is gonna get control of the earth. Because right now the person that's ruling, this nigga ain't fit. It clear this nigga serving people fake food, bro.
Yeah.
And he trying to justify by by coming up with all type of corrupt rhetoric.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Calling good evil good.
Right,
Like,
right.
the other day at camp,
Yeah.
this man's trying to say being a Mo is not a sin, it's not a crime.
Yeah, bro. And that was the spirit too. The Pope, I did the video on it. Pope Francis said that, man. He said being a mole is not a crime. And then I looked all it up, bro. If you literally look at the word crime, it's gonna say infraction upon God's laws.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
It show you that a lot of these words in the English language, they go back to the scriptures, man. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these words, you think they're just words, but these words actually, they wouldn't exist without the Bible.
Yep.
You know? Verse 4 as well. It says, Isaiah 11:4, but with righteousness shall he judge the poor and reprove with equity for the meek of the earth. And he shall smite the earth with the rod of his mouth. And that's the laws going forth, man. You know what I'm saying? The kingdom of heaven, the laws being established, you know, it's going to hit these people hard, boy. They're going to be like, dang.
Right, and it's gonna, and this the thing about it, it's gonna be just though.
God.
Like you do this, and then look, these are the repercussions for this. You know what I'm saying? Unlike Esau laws changes, they can change. They change all the time, bro.
Right, that's what we were saying at camp. That's how you know it's not really righteousness, because it's ever changing. You know what I'm saying? If enough people protest or petition, they gonna change the shit.
Exactly.
So is it really, you know?
Right, and then he can. That's why you got something called a loophole. In this man's system, in the kingdom, it ain't gonna be no such thing as a loophole. You know what I'm saying? Like you did this, and this is the judgment for it. Like Esau, this nigga got all type of loopholes where you get around. He have a law, but then he'll find a way to get around the law. It's sorcery, man.
Yeah, which I said, let your yay be yay and your nay be yay. Whatsoever more
Come this is evil,
right?
And the reason the Lord said that because you that's how rhetoric is created. Rhetoric is created if you find a way to not. If I ask you a question and you don't give me a simple yes or no, you can find a way to try to get around it. This devil do that all the time, bro. You know what I'm saying? How many times we didn't ask we asked a question on camp. We like what color is the Lord? About who rules the earth? He'll find a roundabout way instead of just saying the actual answer. He's not the answer, dude.
He'll bring up different scholars and their opinions.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Different scientists.
Yep.
Different
He be like, I don't know.
Right.
Man. I ain't asked you if you ran the world, nigga.
Right.
I said what nation.
Right, bro. I say you find a way around it, bro.
Just a low guy, you know. I just got Raylan. Man.
Right, but we a simple to give an example. Do does the white man run the world? Well, if you think about dude, it's yes or no, man. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Isaiah 11:4. But with righteousness shall he judge the poor and reprove with equity for the meek of the earth, and he shall smite the earth with the rod of his mouth, and with the breath of his lips shall he slay the wicked. It says, right, and see the reproving and the judging for the meek with equity, all of that is a part of that forced conversion. You see, because these people they're gonna be forced to accept righteous judgment. You know what I'm saying? No longer will a woman be able to just step out on her man and do whatever the fuck and live. You know, that all that's about to come to an end. And her mother, her father, all her family, they all gonna have to accept that righteous judgment. you know, and the Lord gonna smite the earth with that, because you see right now, it tell you that Esau's tongue going throughout the earth in Psalm 73. You see, in his tongue going throughout the earth, what? Lies, wickedness, and deceit. The Lord's tongue gonna do the same thing, man. You know? What word is God? I know brother's got precepts. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Psalms chapter 72. I'm sorry, verse 1. It says, "Give the king thy judgments, O Yahweh, and give thy righteousness unto the king's son." Which, you know what I'm saying, the Lord did that in Psalms, the 2nd chapter. You read, verse 8, where the Lord said basically, not if I go to it, Salaki.
I got you.
The water.
This is Psalms chapter 2.
You start at 6, actually.
God.
I believe it.
Psalm chapter 2, verse 6. It says, "Yet have I set my king upon my holy Mount Zion. I will declare the decree. Yahweh has said unto me, Thou art my son. This day have I begotten thee."
Right, in which that's when Yahweh Shai sat at the right hand side of the Heavenly Father. You know what I'm saying? That's when Yahweh Shai basically was exalted in the heavens.
It says, "This day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth."
Right, so that was basically the Lord giving Yahweh Shai authority over any and everything. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because of the sacrifice that he made. You know what I'm saying? How he was made basically higher than the angels, even though he was made a little lower than the angels by coming down in the flesh. He's
He's a favorite.
Right, he's a favorite. Like the brother, he quoted this earlier today. He said, what other angels have I said sit at the right hand side? Sit at my right hand side, if you paraphrase.
And that's why the scripture said that he had a name that no man knew but he himself, because of his his rank, his position.
If I can read this next verse,
Oh yeah.
because this goes more into that forced conversion. Psalms 2 and 9, it says, "Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron, thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel."
Exactly. And first and foremost, what is the Lord doing? He's breaking their rulership. So with the rulership being broken, that means any laws or decrees that has been set up through these different wicked rulers is being broken as well. So the things that the conversion that Esau has forced on our people is being broken. The stronghold that Esau, Edom, and these other nations as well have forced on our people is being broken. And now the Lord is about to establish righteousness, not only on his own people, but upon the whole earth. So these other heathens, they're going to be forced to do righteousness, man.
Yeah, that's the spirit. You said that though, because they said Esau, he forcibly converted us into niggas, Puerto Ricans, spics. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the fuck he said, Deuteronomy 28. He shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. So that was a forced conversion. That's how we got here. So why is it a bad thing when we say we're gonna put chains on you and we're gonna make you, call on the Lord?
Yeah, but it's gonna be for your betterment. See,
Exactly.
in the kingdom, unlike this rulership, it ain't for the betterment. You know what I'm saying? In the kingdom of heaven, like we're gonna make people follow the laws, but it's gonna be to your betterment. Like, you know what I'm saying? You not being able to chop your rod off, that's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? You being a woman and not being a adulterous whore. You know what I'm saying? That's better. That's helping you. You know what I'm saying?
And what's crazy is the witchcraft that this devil pushing out is so heavy that he convinces people that these lifestyles are good, even though you clearly see it leads to disease, death, depression, suicide. But he'll literally keep promoting this shit, just like the juice. People was dropping dead left and right. He still got commercials on the shit. He's still promoting this shit like this shit is not happening.
But that's the thing with Satan. He found a way to make a sin appealing. He literally found a way to make it appealing. You know what I'm saying? You want to do it.
Back in Psalm 72, verse 2, it says, "He shall judge thy people with righteousness, and thy poor with judgment." Right, which the righteousness that the Lord is going to judge is by the scriptures, man. Verse 4, "He shall judge the people he shall judge the poor of the people, and he shall save the children of the needy, and shall break in pieces the oppressor." So what the Lord is doing right now, he's breaking the oppressor. He's bringing down the oppressor's kingdom first and foremost by word of the prophets, man. And then the Lord is going to physically do it once Yahweh Shai comes back. And once the oppressor has been broken down, the oppressor is going to be forced to reenact righteousness, man.
I got I'm gonna make a point
too real quick. In the book of Sirach, 10th chapter, it talks about he will set up one that's profitable. Now, when you type in that word profitable on the head of mine, it says yielding spiritual or moral benefit.
Right.
It says useful. It says advantageous, expedient, and helpful, man. And we know that this rulership that we're under right now is complete contrary to the ways of Yahweh Shemel man. Everything that the Lord has set up, Esau literally doing the opposite of it, bro. Like, he has a checklist on the scriptures on what he's going to do opposite of the Lord, man. You know, to the point where this devil is now saying man can breastfeed, man. You know, we have to get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah.
Well, they don't even want to call it that no more. They call it chest feeding. But if I can add to you, you said of spiritual and moral betterment or benefit, right? Because right now, that's another thing, you know, he got on people's minds. So the morale of this place is very low.
Yeah.
You know, that's another thing to consider. So when you got that spirit, the righteousness flowing through the earth, you know what I'm saying? People ain't gonna be doing the low things that they're doing today.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You can name a bunch of things. That's just one of many, but you know, people ain't gonna be doing that stuff.
Yep. I got a quick one. You got one?
I did. But
No. Look.
I mean, no, because the spirit switched.
Okay. I really want to grab this real quick. Because, like, this, basically, the brothers talking about the forced conversion. It's going to be beneficial not just for Esau, but for the whole, for the other heathens and the entire world, man. But this is 1 John chapter 5 and 2, man. It's like 5 and 3. It says, "For this is the love of Yahweh, that we keep His commandments, and His commandments are not grievous, man." Yeah, the laws ain't, the Heavenly Father ain't write these laws down to harm you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like these laws are here to help you. You know what I'm saying? Like the Lord got a perfect dietary law where if you follow it, you get healthier. He got a perfect way to handle if you get a woman. You know what I'm saying? This is how you go about handling this situation if you get her. Like everything, the scripture says, right. It's like it's a perfect system of how to be a perfect human being, so to speak.
It's the manual to life. It's the manual to the human life experience. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The acronym that they give in the world of
Basic
Bible.
instructions.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, what is it again? Basic instructions before leaving Earth. GZA. What's his name?
Yeah.
I always thought it was GZA. I like that song. That's a good song. Yeah,
He was talking about Esau in that song.
I know.
I in the world I used to listen to, I never even knew that shit.
But I think somebody in Wu-Tang used to be learning under the apostles.
Yeah, all of them. Remember they went to
Killer Breeze.
West.
Khan.
Yeah,
right.
Killer Breeze was I forgot what his Hebrew name was.
Carmaya.
Carmaya.
So like you got it out there.
That's just a quick one. Baruch 4:1, it says, "This is the book of the commandments of the Most High Power, and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. Turn thee, O Jacob," so that lets you know that you're going into the forced conversion. It's letting you know that if you don't adhere to the laws and the commandments that's written in the book, that you're going to perish. That's that second Ezra, 9 and 27. We talk about the law which endureth forever. I believe it goes into Second Ezra 9 and 27, if I'm not mistaken. But it says again, it says, "In the law that endureth forever, all they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. Turn thee, O Jacob, and take heed of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated." So going back to that acronym, basic instructions before leaving Earth, this is how you become illuminated, or an illuminator, if you will. This is how you become, you walk in the light. Okay, following after the righteousness of Yahweh Shemel Shah, which is soon to come upon all the world.
Right.
He said, all gonna know me from these degrees.
Yep. And then too, another thing I think about, like the laws, like the laws, it prevents degeneracy. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't allow reprobate. You know what I'm saying? Like the scriptures tell you, like if you got an unruly son, you know what I'm saying? Like it tell you, like look, if this nigga ain't gonna get it right, stone his ass.
Right.
Because the Lord basically don't want that shit to spread to other people, man.
He said it prevents decay.
Right.
Like you said, because that's how things start. It's a gradual decline.
Yep. It's a scripture too in Tobit. We're talking about the lewdness. If y'all know.
Oh yeah, I know you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, because bro, basically all this shit that's happening that we see before us, it really like scripture about Wisdom of Solomon, 14th chapter. It's really idolatry. Everything that's happening around us and wickedness is some type of form of idolatry. You know what I'm saying? You got it.
Yeah, this is Tobit 4, verse 13. Now therefore, my son, love thy brethren, despise not in thine heart thy brethren, the sons and daughters of thy people, and not taking a wife of them, for in pride is destruction and much trouble, and in lewdness is decay and great want.
Right.
It's like it says, for lewdness is the mother of famine.
There you go. Yeah, but that like lewd, because scripture about lewd, like lewd behavior. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like matter of fact, look at the word lewdness too, right? We're gonna get a more accurate definition. But you see lewd behavior on the daily, man. Basically, people being fucking reprobates, man. The scriptures don't prescribe that. The scriptures like, look, bro, like you either get it correct or you fucking die.
Can I read this for you? This St. Luke chapter 19, verse 27. This is Yahushua. He said, but those my enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me. Because like the scripture say, I believe it's 2 Chronicles somewhere, it says, whosoever will not serve the Lord, Yahweh thy power, whether man or woman, shall be put to death. You know? And that's the attitude that the Israelites is coming with in the kingdom of heaven. They said we're gonna rule them with a rod of iron, man. We ain't gonna be banging the ground with it. You know, we ain't gonna be like a judge with the gavel. No, we hitting flesh.
Right. Cause think about it right now. Like you got on the left hand side, like you got regular Edomites and regular heathens, but then you got the what we know as the elites. The elites on for the heathens, they're the left hand priesthood. Basically, they're like the enforcers of wickedness. Like the average heathen outside of Jake, the average heathen, they not with sacrificing babies and doing all these like lewd, crazy ass like rituals and shit. They just like I want to live a regular life. It's like that on the left hand side where they going to the extreme to enforce the wicked shit that's happening, and it's like that on the right hand side. Like you got regular Jakes that probably that just believe the Israelites, but they not willing to go that extra mile. Then you got the brothers that's like, no, bro, I'm all the way with it, bro. You feel me? And you can tell, bro. So it's like that's that balance that the Lord had to keep. He had to keep members of his nation that was like, look, hardcore followers of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? To where they like, look, bro, I'm willing to do anything to get what's written in there. I'm willing to do anything to get it to actually manifest.
And that's that remnant we got brought out in Isaiah 11.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. Yeah, go ahead.
It says unlearned. It says uneducated. It says vile, lustful.
Right. Vile.
Yeah, wow. Let me get that word.
Yeah, like they be talking about it's like more and more moles, you know, they more open with shit, you know what I'm saying? Like they'll try to talk to you or you know what I mean?
What are they saying about we coming for your kids?
Right.
That's lewdness, that's vile affection. That's Romans the first chapter square. But that was going into just men and women, but now they coming for the youth.
Yep. They said that mass shooting on the 4th of July was by some dude who used to be dressing up like a woman. You got it though.
It says vile. It says moral.
And these type of people rule the world. These type of people, they've been on the global stage for a long time. I'm talking about the moles, man. Because the apostles that kept was just going into how Malcolm X, W.E.B. Du Bois, Langston Hughes, all them niggas was faggots, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny because when they mentioned W.E.B. Du Bois, because I remember being a kid in school, I could see his picture, and I used to be like, this dude was off. I'm like, he used to look weird as hell, you know what I'm saying? Slick back hair.
When it's to say that they declare that they're setting aside on and hide it not, you know, it's just an open, you know, freak show.
Freak show,
you know. And then this play, you know, I think you had quoted that song, the freaks come out at night. No, that was our shot. We was camping at night. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is because we're in darkness, man. The land of darkness.
You know? And he's trying to get you. He's trying to get you to follow it. You know
to the dark side. He's trying to forcibly convert us. You know what I'm saying? To moles and people who just don't give a fuck about morals or standards. Just degenerates.
I had a scripture. Unless a brother was reading. Romans 1 and 24 it says, wherefore the Most High Power also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves. And that's what you got going on today. You know, that lewdness, that vile affection. It says what? He gave them up to the lust of their own hearts. So whatever their heart can imagine, wickedness, whether it be a man deciding to go after a sheep, go after an animal and try to pop it, or kids and stuff like that. It says, or each other, men with men, women with women, working in which is unseen. It says, verse 25, who changed the truth of the Most High power into a lie, and worship and serve the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. You see, and that's what they do today. They worship and honor the words of man, okay, more than the words of Yahweh Shemel Shah. The scripture said in the book of Acts, we ought to obey the Lord, you know what I'm saying, instead of man. But this the point 26 says, for this cause God gave them up into vile affections, for even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. And the main point being the fact that, he called them a vile affection. That's exactly what they're exhibiting, in today's time, which is nothing new because it was going on back then. I was just earlier reading that, what you put in the chat about the sin city of Corinth, all right, in the paragraphs what it was going into, it was not total wickedness. That's why it had to be destroyed until Julius Caesar came and, rebuilt it. But it goes about, it says dishonor, ignominy, disgrace. And the scripture speaks about, not just Israel, because I was thinking about the degenerate vine of a strange plant unto me, but, the rest of the people, who they getting it from? The one that's in charge today. The same Greek fashions, the same stuff that he's exhibiting, was going on back then, but it's even worse now.
I was saying, it's just crazy because Esau, it was like the way he took the minds of the people, through the power of the Lord, you know what I'm saying? You speak about the God of this world, blinding the minds of them that believe not, but it was like, it was forced, but at the same time, it was like, it was underhandedly, through TV and media, and that's how he got these people in his current state, man. It wasn't like, but we gonna literally lay hands on these people. We ain't gonna play no fucking games with you and send out no radio frequencies or no television programming to get you to follow the law, statutes, and commandments, man. We gonna put your ass down. You gonna do it or you gonna die, bitch.
Yeah, right.
You gonna do it, you gonna die, bitch.
This is pretty, bro. Because I was thinking, like what you just said, like how he, how Esau does it. Like I said, going back to what I said earlier, he makes sin appealing, and he does it to where like it's so covertly, and like he puts it like you might have a favorite artist, and then like he might start off with pure intentions and have a certain message, and then you don't know that he been bought out, and then that message that he once had slowly gets converted to something else, and then you wondering why your favorite artist is now singing and rapping about these things. Like, damn, why you switch the message? And then he puts it in like a favorite movie of yours, a favorite album, coloring books. It's like it's in there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't know it because you're not looking. You don't know what to look for. But once the Lord open your mind up, you're like, bro, this shit is everywhere, bro.
And I will say that like your palm. That's why the scripture say that them that sin rebuke before all. In the kingdom, that rebuke is going to be in the form of that rod of correction. God. You know what I'm saying? Because once you beat the hell out of these, especially Esau, man, he going to continually, what I'm saying, do his thing and going off. So what's, those things that they continue to do that's going against the scriptures, we're going to beat the hell out of them. Yep. That way other people can be like, man, I don't want none of that. Yep. You know what I mean?
Yep. And the scary part, we're going to get scriptures. The scary part is we ain't got to physically beat them, like, because it's saying in Zechariah, we can just, Lord, send no rain.
That's what I got on that right now. I can bring it out. Yeah. This is Zechariah 14, and I'm going to start at verse 16. It says, and it shall come to pass that every one that is left of all the nations which came up against Jerusalem shall even go up from year to year to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, and to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. And it shall be that whoso
so they're going to be forced to keep the Feast of Tabernacles, all the high holy days. You're going to have a Feast of the Destruction of Babylon the Great. And the nation's going to keep that. Even the Edomites. You're going to celebrate just like how we celebrate Thanksgiving. You're going to celebrate the day this motherfucker was destroyed.
God. Like, God, you good.
Verse 17, it says, and it shall be that whoso will not come up for all the families of the earth unto Jerusalem to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, even upon them shall be no rain.
See, that's a nightmare, man. People, you think that's a light thing, that there's no rain. That's a freaking nightmare when you ain't got no GMO, when you ain't got no McDonald's, when you ain't got no Burger King, You know what I'm saying? All these different restaurants, Dave's, Kroger's. That's a nightmare, man. Having no rain. You basically know you about to fucking starve because this land already allotted to this people. You ain't going over there. And this land already allotted to this heathen. You ain't going over there. You know? So you either get it together in your allotted land or it ain't gonna rain over here, man.
Which no rain means it leads to starvation because it has to water the crops.
That's why the Lord said, "At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh." Them gonna be the days on top of in Jacob's trouble, of course, but in the kingdom too. Anybody want to jump stupid? You gonna die of famine and we gonna laugh. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Because you mentioned about him that sin rebuked before all, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much that put away that evil. That's why the righteousness is going to dwell and reign forevermore. Because people are going to see that and fear it. You know, and then not to mention the new covenant written within us. You know, that's why Jake ain't going to go off either. You know, but I did have a precept. This James 1:14, but 13 it says, "Let no man say he is tempted. I am tempted of the Most High power. For Yahweh cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempted he any man. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. Then when lust hath conceived, it bringeth forth sin, and sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death." It says, "Do not err, my beloved brother." You know, and that's what it is. You see those vile affections. You know, see all of that is because this Edomite man is in charge. You know, when he's taken out of the power seat, we ain't gonna have to deal with all this wickedness that's being pushed on the forefront. Even in children's television shows, every movie coming out, whether it be on Netflix or even in the movie theater, they got same-sex parents, and you know what I'm saying? They pushing that vibration, and you know it's an agenda. We was talking about that on the line, man. He got an agenda. You see, you know, here it is. The man trying to put his foot down, he get demonized and antagonized by the media. You know, man, they cover up women. I don't want my woman out here like this. Okay, but when a woman decides to hug up on another man and dance with him on public television, it's applauded and lauded in this society, man. All that goes back to these vile affection and lust, man. And people just give in to the temptation because they don't know. Or if they do know, they just don't care.
And then you had the situation with Dwight Howard. Y'all seen that?
Yeah.
Training his son.
Voice.
You know? Yeah, like,
This woman,
yeah, I didn't see it.
well, pretty much this woman was scoffing, talking about him being a dad one day out of the week or some bullshit like that. Because he's trying to be with his son, you know, etc. You could even say, which this is probably off because of his age, or it's rather inappropriate, rather not off. But Blueface had his son around some like dancers, some dancer type women, you know, go-go girls, if you will. And he was asking like, "Hey, you ain't gay, is you?" You know, and he got demonized for it. But the thing is, it's lauded when you want to change your sex for a child. You know what I'm saying? A corporation like Starbucks and pay for your transition. They'll help pay for your transition.
Yep.
You know, but when you try to have your child be a heterosexual or grow the right way, it's demonized, man. He's supposed to have rights. He got, you know.
I was gonna say it's crazy because like Paul's always bring up the end of, but they be quick to say it's no real men out here. But like they always say, they be promoting homosexuality stuff, but then they'll turn around and try to insult you and call you gay. You know what I'm saying? So wait, which one is it? Is it a good thing to be gay or is it a bad thing?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You always want to use it in an argument. You know, whatever. Like they ain't got no brain, man. But then, like you said, they'll demonize you for rebuking and reproving and raising your sons in masculinity. But then they be the same with the turn around and say, let everybody be themselves. Let everybody, you know what I'm saying? So what is it, man? Yeah, he's a hypocrite.
It's Habakkuk chapter 1 and verse 3. Why doest thou show me iniquity and cause me to behold grievance? For spoiling and violence are before me, and there are that raise up strife and contention. And that's the prophet Habakkuk. You know, he's saying the same things we said, but we see it on a more increased level. We seen moles. Okay, he's seen people sacrificing their children. He's seen strife and contention, and we see it nowadays. You got the fact that you got to argue whether or not someone identifies as a man or a woman. That's it shouldn't be, but it is because that's prophecy's sake. And it gives you a reason why here in verse 4 it says, therefore the law is slack, and judgment doth never go forth. For the wicked doeth compass about the righteous, therefore wrong judgment proceedeth. So that's why. Okay, when you read in the NLT, it's going to say that the law is paralyzed. So when something is paralyzed, it can't move. It has no effect. That's that's the way things is ran here underneath the rulership of Esau.
Bro, that what you just said, y'all that was on point, bro. Like you said, the law in NLT said paralyzed, right? Like these words, like Esau can write something down and he can put it into play. He can literally write down something and say, you know what, I want this done, because he has the military might, he has the resources to actually get the shit done. With the scriptures, these things are written down on paper, but we don't have no power, so we can't put it in motion. You know what I'm saying? Like, you best believe in the kingdom, bro. Everything that's written in here, we'll have the power and the resources to actually put it into motion, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Say he had the power to exercise all the power of the first beast before him. You know what I'm saying?
So he's been ruling and, sowing his wickedness for a long time.
Right.
Going back to when he first really set up his Edomite empires, starting with the Greeks. But I know that go back to Romans, but I'm just saying, he's been sowing wickedness in the earth for a very long time, and he still got to pay for it.
Yeah, that's why it's to the point where brothers quote us out the 10th chapter where it say that as the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein, because he promotes the wicked vibrations to the point where the people actually believe it's wrong for you to have something against a man that want to be with a man, a woman that want to be with a woman, and stuff like that. But that's why the law, statutes, and commandments will be instituted, enforced once Yahweh returns. And I got another one. This Psalms chapter 19, verse 7. It says, "The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul." When you and here in the 16:11, for law it says doctrine. A doctrine is a teaching. So the teaching of Yahweh Shem Yahushua and what is pleasing to the Heavenly Father, that's how you convert the soul.
Right, because it's like, I don't mean cut you off, but I can say, when we establish the scriptures in the kingdom of heaven, because it's not just going to be the first 5 books, we're going to establish the whole book. So even like in the Apocrypha, when it talks about raising children and how you do that, that's a part of that doctrine that the people is going to follow. They're going to know to keep their daughters in straight. You know what I'm saying? They're going to know to set their sons to labor, these should be idle. You know what I'm saying? Those type of things is going to become part of their heritage, man. Our heritage is going to be their heritage. Sorry.
But it said that the law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. And for converting, we go back to the Hebrew word shawah, which that one of the words in the definition is going to say to restore or to repair. Because Esau, he has fucked up everybody, every nation.
Yes.
Okay, so when the law is implemented, that's going to be the restoration of the whole earth. That's why I'm saying Romans the 8th chapter, the creature, groaneth for the manifestation of the sons of the Most High. All the creation, from the animals, the fishes, the birds, even to the heathen nations, waiting for the nation of Israel to get back into power. Reading on, Psalms 19:7 says, "The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple." Because another thing too is brothers came into the truth and you start to learn more. And once we are perfected as Yahweh is, the heathen nations under us, they will start to learn more.
Yep. Yeah, because they gonna be inquiring like on why, like, you know what I'm saying, like, why don't you eat pork? And you're gonna be able to break it down, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, like you can go to a health guru. And like people that's like super into like health, and they can give you like the breakdown on why not to eat this, and this is bad for this clogs arteries, and they give you the whole science behind it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like in the kingdom, like it said, the heathen did have a question, bro. Shit, we can do that now. You know what I'm saying? Somebody come to brothers now, we can break it down. Like, look, this is the reason why the Lord said don't do this. It leads to X, Y, Z, bro.
And shit, since you said that, you done with that one? I want you to go to that Isaiah 2. Because it goes into how the nations say we're going to go to the house of Jacob to learn, you know what I'm saying, his ways. You said still more, though, finish it up.
Psalms 19:8, to go back to what y'all was just saying, it says, "The statutes of the Lord are right, rejoicing the heart." Okay, because once you start to keep the laws and commandments, especially in the kingdom, when we keep them perfectly and the nations start to keep them, they're going to see that they start to feel better because they're not going to be eating pork. Okay, you're not going to have men sleeping with men. It's going to be all type of things that they're going to see as they do it. It starts to actually make them feel better, okay, to the point where they, as it tell you in Proverbs 29:2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. Everybody going to feel better when the law, statutes, and commandments is being implemented. And it says, "The commandment of the Lord is pure, enlightening the eyes. The fear of the Lord is clean, enduring forever. The judgment of the Lord are true and righteous altogether." And that's what it is. The judgments of Yahweh Shema Shah, it said it's true and righteous altogether. So that's what we're waiting for it to be established.
Well, because it even says in what's that, Sirach 23, that there's no greater thing than to serve the Lord. You know what I'm saying? And everybody will be serving Yahweh Shema Shah. You know, the Israelites, the heathen, you know, everybody is, you know. So they're going to realize that, you know, like the brother kind of said, you know, these heathen are going to realize that you know, when they're keeping the commandments and things like that and doing the right thing according to the scriptures, that they'll be better off. You know?
Blessed.
Yeah, kind. Yep.
And to an extent, they're gonna be blessed.
Especially going back to the Zechariah you read, because when they don't keep the law, statutes, commandments, they're going to be suffering famines and things like that.
Yeah, because after that 1,000 years, they're gonna get to have, you know, some type of autonomy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, amongst themselves, as far as their own, being amongst their own people and having their own communities and whatever. You know, you got that Isaiah too.
Oh yeah.
This is Isaiah 2, verse 3. And many people shall go and say, Come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord.
Sorry, verse 2.
Verse 2.
Yeah,
This is Isaiah 2.
Again. Can I read this to back up the Proverbs 29:2? You break it down. It's Proverbs 11:10. It says, When it goeth well with the righteous, the city rejoiceth, and when the wicked perish, there is shouting.
It said when it go with the righteous, the city rejoicing. Because going well, that's ultimately us receiving salvation, us being lifted up, and our enemies being brought down.
Yeah, it's like I remember when I first came into the truth, it was a video of the heathen woman. She was like maybe Elam or Ishmael, but everybody seen it as an Israelite. She was in the desert somewhere, and she was talking about, you black people in America, you are the children of Israel. We need you to come home, this and that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. That was a manifestation of the spirits groaning for the manifestations of the sons of Yahweh.
Yeah. And if I could say, even the
No, you can't say no.
what's that in what's that Judges? Where the heathen had took the Ark of the Covenant.
Right.
And remember that all type of famines was happening to them. Samuel, yeah, kind. You know what I'm saying? This is what happens. This is what happens, like spiritually, because why? Because the Israelites aren't in their land now. You know what I'm saying? And now all these calamities are hitting these heathens right now.
It's another account too in Kings where they removed the priests, the Levites, and then they realized that they started getting attacked by animals. You know what I'm saying? Then they using what?
Lions.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? Then they realized they had to put the priests back there to teach them on like, all right, how to prevent these things. You know what I'm saying?
Matter of fact, so we can go to that real quick. So that's a prime example, and that wasn't necessarily forced, because they only did that because they didn't want to get attacked by lions no more. You know, but they learned the law that was
Gotcha.
kind of.
This is let me see. This is Second Kings 17, verse. I'll start at 24. It said, and the king of Assyria brought men from Babylon and from Kahath and from Ava and from Hamath and from Sepharvaim, and placed them in the cities of Samaria instead of the children of Israel, and they possessed Samaria and dwelt in the cities thereof. So you see what happened. They took Jake out, and then they put heathens in. Now look at the outcome of what's about to unfold. It says, and so it was at the beginning of their dwelling there that they feared not the Lord. It says, therefore the Lord sent lions among them, which slew some of them. Wherefore they spake to the king of Assyria, saying, the nations which thou hast removed and placed in the cities of Samaria know not the manner of Yahweh of the land. Therefore he hath sent lions among them, and behold, they slay them, because they know not the manner of the God of the land.
And now you see why these small ass be getting dogged over there every damn day
Right.
in Jerusalem. Man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because they don't know the manner of the land. They had the biggest mole parades and all that over there.
Right. And man, there's a thing too, like, bro, the elders was making mention before. I think in Dallas they was talking about it. It was like, bro, it's like Esau, he puts people and he puts people and animals in places they don't belong. like I really think about this on a lower level. Like, say if you had a company you have souls that are, you can see it. You got souls that are designed like to do particular things. You might run to a Jake at a job. The nigga might like fucking working on cars, but he working a job where at Burger King or some shit. You can clearly see he got the mind and the spirit that's geared towards working on cars. Like, why wouldn't you put him in that field where he can excel at? Esau, he puts things in wrong places, man. Like I said, like, or another example, if you were a basketball coach, you would put the tallest man to grab rebounds, right? Why you wouldn't have a point guard grab? It don't make no sense. Right, that's what I'm saying. This nigga's putting shit in places that don't belong there. So you took Jake out in certain areas and you place heathens there. No wonder the earth fucked up. It ain't, people ain't in the right places, bro. Women, and they running households and they destroying family structures. She don't belong there. It's clear as day. Take her out, put the man, like, come on, man. Let me finish this out. Y'all got it. 2 Kings 17 and what was that? 28. Water. It says 27. Okay. Then the king of Assyria commanded, saying, carry thither one of the priests whom ye brought from thence, and let them go and dwell there, and let him teach them the manner of the God of the land. It says, then one of the priests whom they had carried away from Samaria came and dwelt in Bethel and taught them how they should fear the Lord. Man. Bro, he came like, bro, look, this is what you do, man. Once you get these scriptures, your mind is like a Google autocorrect. You know, you misspell a word, the Google autocorrect will fucking correct it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how your mind becomes, but it's righteousness. That's why, you know, you walking around in the world, you seeing shit that's off, your mind is like, bro, why she wearing pants? It's like, your mind is just correcting shit. It's like anything, bro. You go to the store, why you eating pork? And you doing this all like, it happens nonstop, bro. You just naturally, because now you understand what needs to take place. Your mind is correcting shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why you get to talk to somebody and it's like, they saying something in your mind and go here, like, well, the scripture will pop up. It's actually amazing to see that shit happen, bro.
And that's a good thing, because we being molded to be judges.
Yep.
You know, and priests.
Yep.
So we supposed to be constantly judging matters, you know, on a day-to-day basis, whether in our mind or being vocal with it, you know. You got that's it. What you got?
I got that word conversion.
Okay, yeah, bring it up.
It says a radical and complete change in spirit.
Right, yeah, because it's going to be a complete, what they call it, paradigm shift in the planet Earth. You know, the whole spirit of the earth is going to change. There going to be no feminine spirit out here, man. You know?
I got a quick precept for that, because it's a complete change in the spirit. You know, and that's going to be when Yahushua returns. In this Psalms chapter 76 and verse 12, it says, he shall cut off the spirit of princes. He is terrible to the kings of the earth. So the vibrations that's being pushed out by Esau, Edom, you know, Elam, the so-called white man, so-called Chinese, about all these different heathens, all of that is going to be cut off. That's going to be that conversion the brother was about.
It says purpose. It says and direction of life away from sin and toward love of God.
Wow, so the word conversion goes back to the scriptures, man. You know? Go ahead.
It's like, it says the love of God, right? What's the love of God?
Right.
Keeping his ways, bro. Keeping all his commandments, bro.
Wow.
These people, the reason why your life is jacked up because you're not showcasing that with your actions, man. All you gotta do is do these things and your life will be this much better, bro. But Jake is refusing, because me and Kadash did a video earlier, bro. In Romans 10:3, bro, they seeking their own righteousness, man. They went about they went about to establish their own righteousness. The Heavenly Father gave you a perfect blueprint on how to live your life. But you said, no, I got something better than this.
Loophole.
Yeah, bro.
I got to back up what you just said.
I can say real quick, because you said, can you bring out that part where it mentioned the word radical? Ashiar? With that definition?
Want me to read one more time?
Yeah.
This is the word conversion in the Edom. It says a radical and complete change in spirit.
And that's the point. You said a radical and complete change in spirit, which, of course, you know, you can Google the definition of radical. It says especially a change or action relating to or affecting the fundamental nature of something. All right, and it mentioned in the Edomite dictionary, right? It said in a political sense of a reformist. So ultimately, you know, how Rashim al-Shah, you know, he set up, well, I can say it like this, you know, the Heavenly Father sent his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shah, as a reformist. You know, I even think about the Luke 1:70, the prophets which have been since the world began. You know, you mentioned the prophet was always set up to restore order in the earth. But it's going, how it's going to happen is going to be in a violent way, man. That's how you're going to get his fame and his fear, man.
Yeah, because they like they say on what was it, Star Wars? They talk about the force must be balanced, man.
Yeah.
Right now the force is out of whack, bro, and you can see it, bro. You know what I'm saying?
What's that? A false balance is abomination.
There you go.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
It's just completely tilted one way towards wickedness, man. There's no righteousness at all in this place. Man.
Yeah, because remember, you know, like kind of back in the day, it was wicked, but it wasn't like this though. You know what I'm saying? Like now it's to the point where wickedness is just like completely out there.
It's brazen.
Yes, bro. It's just like it's just everywhere, bro.
Overtly.
Yes, bro.
You got a precept? Good.
Psalms chapter 149. I'm gonna start at verse 6. It says, I'm gonna start at verse 5. Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds.
Right, because we're gonna get rest in the kingdom.
You ain't gonna have to worry about waking up to alarm before the sun is even up at 4 in the morning. Go work a 16-hour shift for the white
Man, bro.
man.
It go no, finish your point. Right?
I don't know. Keep reading.
Yeah, no, you got it.
It says, let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth and a two-edged sword in their hand.
Why though? It's gonna tell you.
Verse 7, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people.
Right, because you're gonna have in the kingdom, you're gonna have heathens that don't want to get with the program, right? I mean, we got something for that, man. You know what I'm saying?
Matter of fact, since he said that, can you read Isaiah 60 and was that 13 or 10, 12, I think? Yeah. We're gonna read the Isaiah 60 when he got then probably close to Micah 40.
Right, because even though Esau's going to be done away with after 1,000 years, his spirit is still going to mingle within these heathens, man. So these heathens are continuously going to go off. Like you said, until the Lord returns, we going to go off.
Yeah.
And these heathens going to continuously go off.
Right, because we're gonna have to execute judgment. You know? Go ahead, brother.
It's Isaiah chapter 60, verse 10. And the sons of the stranger shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor I have had mercy on thee.
That's those the kings of the heathen going to minister, meaning they're going to serve the nation of Israel. Go ahead.
Therefore thy gate shall be open continually. They shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles.
Right, meaning they're going to bring in their resources. You know, anything of value that these nations have, they're going to bring them into the nation of Israel constantly, 24 hours a day. Gates not going to be shut.
And that's it's going to be starting for Yahweh shot of 12 and then 144,000. What is it? The house of David.
And that's going to be forced. You think they're going to want to do that?
Right.
Think they're going to want to bring gold?
Right.
Y'all got to stop walking through. Go ahead, bro.
And that their kings may be brought. For the nation of kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted.
Yep, that's the point. Sloppy.
Ultimately, that's going into judgment. And going back to the Psalms 149 in verse.
And that's kind of crazy to think, man. They gonna still be bucking up, man.
Yeah.
They're gonna have power and everything, man. And they still gonna. That show you the flesh is strong as hell, man.
It is.
You know.
Yep. And one of the main reasons why they still be bugging because they ain't gonna have no laws, statutes, commandments.
Right.
They gonna basically they gonna be how we are right now. You know, like we constantly try to keep the law to the best of our abilities. They gonna be the same way, like because we're gonna be forcing laws upon them, but since they're gonna be in the flesh and they ain't gonna have the laws written within the inward parts, they're gonna be like fucking up. You know what I'm saying?
They're going to be in the state of trying, and we're going to be in the state of doing.
Exactly.
So even when Maccabees, remember when we were being Hellenized by Antiochus, you know, people were getting put to death for keeping the Shabbat.
Yeah.
You know, going in the caves. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to do the righteous things. You know, the heathen are trying to do the same thing in the dark. You know, trying to still go off and stuff like that. You know.
You can finish it out with y'all.
Psalm 149 verse 7 again says to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron. So the different Rothschilds, Rockefellers, DuPonts, and the wicked elite, those who you don't see, on TV, or the ones you don't hear about, them the same ones that's gonna be having those chains being slapped on them. They gonna be the first crop of slaves in the kingdom of heaven.
Like Apostle Barr always say, the first fruits of slavery.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got it.
In verse 9, this the point, says to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints, praise ye the Lord. So the Lord's gonna lift us up, and we're gonna have literal two-edged swords so that we can execute the judgment that's written within the scriptures.
Exactly. Yep. And that's like, and then too, see, we right now, like what we gotta do now is like you gotta search you gotta search your scriptures on how to handle matters. And the kingdom ain't gonna be like that. So it's gonna be all up here, all up in there. It's gonna be in you, bro. You know how raw that's gonna be, bro. Like to know how to handle the law, to know how to handle a matter perfectly to a T, and you ain't gotta go in the scripture like, damn, how do we do? No, it's gonna be on you, bro. You can be like, look, he did this according to scripture. This is X, Y, Z, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is how you get handled, bro.
And these people, they're gonna fear us a lot. They're gonna fear us greatly, man, because even in this society now, when somebody know that you believe in the scriptures, like I'm talking about, like you Hebrew Israelite, and they know the Bible and shit, they like walking eggshells around it. You know what I'm saying? Because they already know you know exactly what the scriptures say, and you know what I'm saying? Like my mom, for example, you know what I'm saying? Like they be intimidated, they be scared of us.
It really, what it is, it's a certain level of guilt that they feel. That's why too, if brothers knows, like if a woman got a short ass skirt and she walking past the camp, she kind of pull it like, yeah, bro, because we ain't even say nothing to her, but they can feel it. They know in they mind like something is spiritual is going on right here, and they spirit to convict them.
And you had made a point too, where you said that you know we'll these things are already be in our head.
Yeah.
I believe it was King Solomon when the woman said that when her child died and the other woman took the baby.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then once when King Solomon settled that matter, his fame went out.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Well, that's what's gonna happen with us, man.
Yep. They did. Once he judged that matter, the people knew immediately after, like, yo, he ready. You know what I'm saying? He ready to judge the people.
But he didn't
wise king.
Yeah, he didn't go through the scriptures or nothing. It was just like that. You know what I'm saying?
Because you know what I'm saying, the scriptures, if a woman have a baby, another one have a baby, and one died, this is what you do.
Yep.
If that was just pure wisdom and ability of discernment, you know what I'm saying, and wit, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
To create a scenario where you would unintentionally or intentionally, however you look at it, it will be revealed who the real mother is.
Exactly,
you know
bro. And that does show you that actually how it's shot, because
it
tell you too. We read earlier in Isaiah. You know what I'm saying? Like in Isaiah the 11th chapter, and like, bro, it tell you. And too, when you read Wisdom of Solomon, it's an apocrypha. It tell you that King Solomon said he was a witty child. You know what I'm saying? So Yahushua was what? Witty. That's a child. It's like it's hella little nuggets in them scriptures, bro. You like this links with this. It clearly, bro.
It links up.
Right.
Let me bring Micah 4 out.
Yeah.
This is Micah 4 and verse 1. It says, but in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of the Lord Yahweh shall be established in the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and people shall flow into it.
That's talking about the government of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. You know, that's going to be headed by Yahweh Shai and King David. You know, got it.
Verse 2, it says, and many nations shall come and say, come, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord and to the house of the power of Jacob. And he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For the law shall go forth of Zion, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem.
That's the point I wanted. It said, for the law shall go forth out of Zion. You know, because it tell you in Habakkuk 1, we read that the law doth never go forth. But see, in the kingdom of heaven, the law is going to go forth, and it's going to go forth out of Zion. It's going to spread to the universe, man. You know, you got it.
Verse 3, it says, and he shall judge among the many people and rebuke strong nations afar off. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares.
That's talking about Jacob. We're going to judge the nations. And it said that the nations are going to do what?
It says, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up a sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore.
Why? Because they're going to be forced to be put down. You know, they're going to be subdued to the point of extreme discretion. You know what I mean? Or what do you call it? Discouragement. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna have no hope in them as far as fighting. You know, and all weapons in the entire planet Earth, all weapons are gonna be destroyed, man.
You know, whether it be a missile, a damn anything, a gun, you know.
You hear about that in Ezekiel 39.
Yep.
You know, that all the weapons of war will be burned with fire.
And that prophecy that you're reading about is Micah. That's in Isaiah.
Right.
The second chapter. Yeah, I think
It was written earlier.
yeah, kind.
I want to get the mic because it's gonna make a point coming up, and then we're gonna close.
Verse 4 it says, "But they shall sit every man under his vine and under his fig tree."
Right. That means people gonna be prospering. Everybody gonna have they, meaning Israel at first, but then eventually the nations. Read that again.
And verse 4 it says, "But they shall sit every man under his vine and under his fig tree."
Right. Meaning everybody gonna have their own set of substance. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't even have a fig tree. You know what I'm saying? Where you could just go and, you know what I'm saying? So it's going into prosperity. You got it though.
"And none shall make them afraid,
Right?
for the mouth of the Lord of hosts has spoken it." It says, "For all people will walk every one in the name of his God."
They're gonna love Israel, man. They're gonna walk in the name of the elect of the nation of Israel. Because it's that God is lowercase g, right?
Yep.
Yeah, because it's going to the Israelites. Lord said, "I've said ye are gods." Okay, all of you are sons of the living power. So these heathen, man, they're gonna serve us the way that we serve Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And what do we require? We're gonna require them to follow the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of their ability. To take off that damn suit and take off that motherfucking, bikini or whatever, and put on proper attire, and you're gonna worship on these days, that's what it's gonna be. You got it though.
It says, "For all people will walk every one in the name of his God, and we will walk in the name of the Lord our power forever and ever."
That's it, man. And if you ain't get with that, matter of fact, so like in Revelation 2:26, and then we out.
Revelation 2 and verse
Because
26.
every nation gonna walk in the name of his God, referring to the Israelites. Because if they don't, this is what that God will do. This is what that Israelite will do.
Revelation 2 and 26, "And he that overcometh and keepeth my works until the end, to him I will give power over the nations.
Right.
And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father."
That's that joint rulership. It said they shall be joint heirs with the Hamashiach Yahushua. And they're gonna have that same ability and power and authority to break these nations with the rod of iron. Because we are physical people, man. We talk with our hands. We let these hands talk. They say you're gonna catch these hands.
Right.
And feet. Paul say you're gonna put hands and feet on that nigga. But anyway, Lord, when this is edifying, we're gonna give all praise, honor, and glory, and worship unto
Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai Bahashem Rakapadash.
Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who still rule and teach well and sound doctrine. Peace, blessings, and safety to the Lord's elect. Call me Asherah Shalom.
Shalom.
Baba.
Hey.